Hi guys! It has been forever. So much has changed. My son was born November 2nd, so a few days early, but it was a scheduled induction. So even though it was planned, so to speak, there was really nothing expected that went down, but we are both fine. He is growing. He looked like a wrinkly old man right off the bat, like they do, and he's doing great. I sleep sometimes, but that's been a big contributing factor to not filming, of course, as I'm sure you can understand. Everything's just been nuts, guys. We moved in to our new house. Gosh, what day was that? We closed on our new house on October 6th. And then I think that, was it that weekend or the next weekend? I think it was that weekend. We moved. We only had 2 people to help. We weren't expecting to be able to close, and then we got some things worked out. It was a mess, guys. I mean, the last couple months have just been an absolute blur. But here we are. We're alive. We're well. But obviously, moving while very pregnant was interesting. So we move in, and we only have a couple weeks, and then he was here. So I have stuff in boxes everywhere, but I'm filming in my office, which is very exciting. I hope to do at some point a little tour. It looks hysterical right now. This was definitely a bedroom. It's in the basement, but you can only access it through the other bedroom. It's a weird situation. If I can do some kind of tour thing, it will make so much more sense. But so we have some home projects, one of which is to basically add a hallway down here in the basement. And yeah, what else? Tons of unexpected expenses, including but not limited to an exterminator. We had some Mickey Mouse friends. That was great. Totally what you want to deal with while about to have a baby. It was interesting how it worked out too, because my cat, who is usually the laziest animal on the planet, suddenly kicked into hunter mode. So that was interesting. Got that dealt with. And then the dishwasher, the stove, and the water heater all went out. So here we are. So lots of expenses, lots of things that weren't really planned for, but because of the sale of the other house and the way some things worked out, we were able to do most of it without any credit cards, with the exception, I did have to use one of the credit cards to get the attic fixed. This house, it's an old house. I want to say it was built in 72. I can't remember now. And it's got great bones, but at least at that time, and at least in our area, I'm in kind of like northwest Illinois, a lot of the attics had minimal insulation and weren't really vented too well. You know, at the time they probably will, but with weather patterns changing how they have been and colder temps being colder than normal and hotter temps getting hotter than normal, there was mold in the attic. And one thing I don't mess around with is mold. Lots of other things, it can look ugly. That's not a problem. But when it's mold, I don't play. So we had to get that remediated, which we knew about before closing. We knew this was coming. We had that remediated, and then we had to add venting throughout the attic. The roof was replaced just a few years ago, but when they replaced the roof, they didn't put venting back in. So I could say a whole lot about that, but bottom line is it's fixed now. I am still on maternity leave right now. And the way it works, at least for my company, is the maternity leave is you take part-time disability. So I am not receiving my full pay. I received it all up front. And yeah, had I had it together during November and not been as sleep deprived and whatnot, I could have shown you how that all balanced out, but you'll kind of see the after effects of that coming up here soon. So I'm going to move this out of the way. Now, actually, you know what? I'm going to write on it. I kind of like having a little bit of a little padding. Okay, so first things first, we got a gift from my mother and father-in-law, which I am beyond thankful for, because this will definitely help because of those appliances and whatnot that took a poop. All right, then we have a bit of rollover. Now this rollover, this $9.96, that's what is left of the part-time disability that I got. I believe it came out to like $2,300 or something. I think it was something like that. And to be quite honest, I don't know when my normal pay starts up again. So I kind of need to look into that, but that's okay. We're just going to focus on this right now. And then my husband's pay. All right, so that should be 33. I'm just looking over to the side here on my little cheat sheet. Okay, $33.96. Now, what I had done previously for October and November is I was taking basically half of the mortgage payment out twice a month, and then adding a little to it so that we could pay a little extra on the mortgage if we can. If not, it's no big deal, but I thought a little extra wouldn't hurt. But I am not doing that on this check. Oh, I guess this would help. This is actually for the 12/2 check. I'm just putting 12/2. I'm not taking anything out this time because I already have December has been paid, and I already have almost all of January's set aside. On the next check, I'm going to take out another, I think, $400 or so. But I'm not going to do it out of this one because we have some other things we need to do, and I would really like to get that credit card taken care of a little bit and pad the savings a tiny bit and all those things. Okay, next is Discovery Plus, and that is $4.99. Then we have Netflix, and that is $13.99. And then I'm still trying to figure out our bills here. like the water and the electric. Anytime you move, your bills change. This is a much bigger house than we had. So I fully expect the gas and electric to be maybe not too bad, but I haven't had I've never had a 2-story home. So I'm used to apartment living and really, really tiny house living. So yeah, it's taking a bit to figure that out. We also have solar panels on this house, and that's been a disaster. So if you have people walk around your neighborhood, or you're in Costco and someone's trying to get you to get solar, I highly, highly advise you to really, really, really research it. It was a mess buying this home with solar, because it was a solar panel lease was involved, which we found out last minute. So we had to transfer the lease to us. I wasn't thrilled about that. It was a whole bunch of stuff. You can Google home buying with solar panels and see all sorts of stories. But I'm still figuring out when that's coming out, so I'm putting down the things I know. That's what we're doing right now. Okay, we have Adobe, and that is $31.86, and I use Adobe for, oh gosh, everything. My daughter also uses it for her art classes, so I don't mind. I have the package where I have access to like every single Adobe program, so it's worth it, at least for us, with how much we use it. Canva, $12.95. We have HBO, that is $14.99. And then ComEd, that's our electric. I'm going to guess that's going to be 62-ish. And then we have Norton. That's for our antivirus and all that good stuff. That is $26.55. Epidemic Sound. And that is 11, or on the 11th for 15. Okay, Comcast. Now, I think I'm going to be getting rid of 150.13. I'm almost positive I'm getting rid of cable. We don't use it. We have a Roku. We use the streaming apps. And I think at one point it was cheaper for us to have the cable. But then, of course, once that plan expired, then it's no longer cheaper to have the cable. So I'm going to see about that. All right, Kohl's, 27, and then T-Mobile. That is $207.08. Okay, and that's on the 13th. Now, you may notice something, or a lack of something, that is. There are no more credit card payments, with the exception of Kohl's. On the next Paycheck budget, you'll see Chase still. That's because that's the card we put the attic, the remediation and everything on. So that card's still there. That card I wasn't as upset about using just because of the cash back. So, but yeah, it's bizarre to not have, God, how many cards were there? 10? Almost, I think. So yeah, It's exciting. It's a good feeling. The reason for that is because when we sold our home, in the process of buying this home, we paid off the debts in the closing. There's twofold reason for that. One, my husband has no credit. It's not bad credit, just no credit. We didn't exactly think this through when we got our house the last time. Well, technically, I got the house the last time. And because I had my apartment, I had all the things already in my name. So it was just a matter of transferring things like the gas and the electric and that kind of stuff. So we never even thought about it. So when it came to selling that house and buying this one, it was, oh shoot, it actually hurts our chances of getting a house if you're on the loan. So it was just me on the loan. I don't have a giant income by any means. So kind of the caveat to getting the loan was the understanding and, it being written into the closing that those debts would be paid off with the sale of our other homes. So, but man, I gotta tell you, it was crazy looking at all the credit accounts and seeing zero balances. It was a mighty good feeling. It still is. So our old house, gave us more than I could have imagined in that way. It gave us a roof over our head. It was where we started our family, and then helped us with the mess we had gotten ourselves into. So, okay, I am rambling, but I've missed you guys. Also, you're the first adults I've talked to, even though it's via camera, in quite some time. So, okay, there's all the totals. Let me bring you in a bit. Just because if I can't see, there's a good chance you can't either. All right, that total is going to be 566, 54, and that is going to leave us with 28, 29, 46. Okay, I didn't think it was possible, but I think my handwriting has actually gotten worse, which is shocking. So, I think I missed my calling as a doctor. Okay, now we have cash envelopes. If you are new, I don't currently use actual envelopes right now. Part of that being I do online grocery pickup, those kinds of things. And because I am working remote, I am at home with the kids, specifically right now, I'm not out and about to really utilize the envelopes. So, I still separate them out like this, though, because it is helpful for me to kind of keep things separate. Now, what I will say I'm planning on doing, I am planning potentially to transfer the balance on that Chase card to a zero balance card, pay it off immediately. Once that's paid off, start using that card as our bill pay card, and then transfer money over every week for everything, all the bills that came out, that kind of thing, specifically for the cash back. I'm thinking about it. I'm still going to transfer the balance just to get that card paid off, and avoid the interest as much as possible. So yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking. But let me know if you do that. I mean, I know a lot of people do things that way. I've seen some other channels, where they'll utilize their credit card points that way. So, yeah, thinking about it. it takes a lot of effort to think these days, so bear with me. Okay, so we're going to do medical, and that is 100. Groceries, we're going to see if we can get away with the 300. It's going to be tough. I'm just going to throw it out there because I am doing formula, which if you've ever bought formula, my God, I cannot fathom why formula is as expensive as it is. I really can't. Gas, our gas prices are nuts up here in Illinois, which I'm sure all of you are facing regardless of where you're located. My husband's allowance, we're going to do 80. Mine, I'm going to do 50. Household, we are going to do 50. Eating out, we're going to do 80. And then miscellaneous is 50. Now, miscellaneous is what some people use as unbudgeted. So, you know, I just do it as miscellaneous because that's really, half the time it's because I can't figure out what category to put it in. So, that's what we do with that. Okay, now, if you remember, if you were watching prior to me having my son, we had basically stopped the sinking funds and were putting as much as possible into savings, knowing I wasn't going to be getting my full pay. I am going to put car stickers here because this is we're going to be paying this month for sure. So I just want to allocate this somewhere so I don't forget about it. That's where I'm putting it there. But that is actually one of our sinking fund categories normally. Oh, I didn't total these up. Oh boy. That's 860. 1969, 46. Okay, I have these beautiful windows right in front of me, and I am watching two squirrels fight to the death. It's Squirrel Thunderdome out here right now. Okay. Oh God, that's distracting. Okay. So that is $151 for those car stickers. That is just for one vehicle, which is crazy. That should be 1846 left. Okay, we are not doing any extra debt payment right now. But what we are going to do is I'm making a transfer. So I'm just going to put saving for insurance. This is for our car insurance, which renews this month. I'm going to say 700. I believe, almost positive. I already have some set aside in our savings, but I have to double check. So I'd rather just allocate it right now and not need it and just throw it into savings if we need to. Okay, now normal savings, we're going to go ahead and put 1,000 in there. And then checking buffer. And do the rest, which is 118.46. So that should be 18.46, leaving us with nothing left. Okay. As with all budgets, this is ideal. This would be the best case scenario. You know, this assumes no one has a growth spurt and needs something, or There's school fees I forgot about. Or actually, now that I think about it. No, we're good. Okay. That'll come out of the next check. There are actually some school fees. My oldest is taking driver's ed. Yes, that's right. I have one taking driver's ed and one that was just born. Good times. So, and a 3-year-old. It's pretty interesting over here at all times. So, okay. That is the budget for this pay period. I am hoping I'm gonna get a hold of my HR at my job, aka one lady, and find out when I get my normal checks again. I think my first normal check is the last check in December. Possibly. I hope so. Because the partial pay is really a nightmare. But that's where we're at right now. I'm so happy to be back. I've missed you guys. I hope your budgets are going well. I hope everything's going well. Not just your budgets, just life, period. If it's not, listen, we all go through those cycles. So, you know, I'm thinking of you all. If you have any questions about why I do what I do, that makes 2 of us. But go ahead and ask. And let me know how your budgets are doing. How are your grocery budgets going? I don't know about you, but I mean, even like dumb things are way higher than they used to be. So, you know, like a box of saltines. I'm like, what is going on? Anyway, I digress. I will talk to you guys later. Miss you all. Thank you all for sticking with me. I see we have some new members also, and I appreciate you so very much. And hopefully we'll be back to stuffing envelopes and all that soon enough. That would be great. Who knows? Maybe I'll make you guys some envelopes. Yeah. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye.